What is up, guys? So I was planning on staying off camera until my face fully healed, but sadly a lot of death has been happening around us. And just today I read that actor Jason David Frank, the Green Ranger from the Power Rangers, committed suicide and killed himself. Crazy. But the purpose of this video is to talk about Hermes as the psychopomp, the one that guides us to the afterlife. So I found an article about him, and let's read that and talk about that today. So it was in his role as the psychopomp that Hermes was viewed with great awe by the ancient Greeks. He knew that without his guidance, their disembodied shades would wander the earth eternally, and perhaps, more frightening still, would leave them, while they're still alive, at the mercy of the lost shades of others. Much as they viewed Hermes in the role of the psychopomp with a sense of awe, though, they generally did not fear him in this guise because of the gentleness with which he performed the terrible task. So he is called the friend to man. That we know that when we die, that we are greeted by Hermes, and he guides us so we don't get lost once we pass away, that he takes us to our next, the adventure. So we are greeted by the friend of man, Hermes, with his golden staff gleaming. And this article speaks on that. It says that he greets them with a gentle staff, his gentle golden staff gleaming. Hermes appears even among the musty paths of ghosts. Here too, he is named Akakita, which is painless, since he does not even harm he does no harm to even the most unfortunate souls. So he is the guide. His role as a psychopomp is from him being the god of boundaries. So the boundary of life crossing into death. And something interesting is that it says that his presence reminds us that the crossing of every threshold is a sacred event. So as we pass from this life, it's a sacred event to pass from this life into the next, that it's not to be taken lightly, however it happens. So that's something to think about as well. So he is always with us whenever we pass. He guides us so we're not lost, and he makes sure that we end up where we belong in the next life. And he treats it as a sacred event. Again, it's no wonder that the god Hermes is called the friend of man. So there is an Orphic hymn to chthonic Hermes that we can read. And it says that dwelling by the Cocytus, the wailing river, paths of necessity from which no one returns, you lead down to the depths of the earth the souls of mortals. Hermes, canted Dionysos of the Bacchic dance and winking Aphrodite, the maid Apophos, you care for the holy home besides Persephone. You are the guide of the sad fated souls, down below the earth, whom you led down, and you lead down, whenever their fated time arrives. You touch with your most holy wand, now enchanting everything to sleep, and then rousing them again. For to you, divine Persephone gave the office to lead the way for the everlasting souls of mortals on the road down to wide Tartarus, or the Hades underworld. But come, blessed one, may you ascend for the worshippers a good end to works. So he is with us, friends. I just want you to know that for the ones that have lost someone recently or in the past, Hermes is with them. And he guides and he brings them to where they belong so they're not lost. So know that when someone passes, despite the situation or reason, that he is there. He is the friend of man. And it is said in the hymns and in the past that he's always referred to as the friend to man. And not many gods were always referred to as often as a friend of man, like Hermes. He cares, and he takes on the task of guiding us and everyone we've ever loved to the next adventure. So I hope you guys find peace in that. Anyway, guys, I will see you later, and I hope you guys have a good day.